Hi, my name is Toby Pierce, and I'd like to share a devotional thought with you today. Recently, Logan, in one of his lessons, talked about the experience of driving, and about how driving was something that driving a car is something you really can't just learn from a book. You have to experience it. And he paralleled that to our Christian life, that our Christian life is something you have to go out and experience uh, to really know how to do it. Well, that reminded me of a devotional that I did some years back. If my dates are right, I think about 10 years ago, um, about that very subject, about comparing driving to our Christian walk. If you ask a young boy if he knows how to drive, he might answer, sure, where you want to go. You can say that you want him to drive you to Australia, and he will be much more concerned about how to fit you into his little car than his ability to drive. He is completely unaware of just how much he doesn't know. He doesn't know what he doesn't know. He is unconsciously ignorant. Now, contrast that with a teenager just learning how to drive. He's been studying for the written test, but can't quite remember it all yet. He's had some practice driving, but he still thinks about how far to turn the wheel to make a right turn, and he has to remember that it's hand over hand when you turn the wheel. He's getting there. He's aware of what he needs to learn. He doesn't know, or no, he does know what he doesn't know. He is consciously ignorant. Now contrast that with a 25-year-old. 25 years old. His insurance rates have just dropped. Why? Because he's an experienced driver. He drives with confidence. He's perhaps made a number of trips back and forth to college. He's comfortable behind the wheel. He knows what he knows. He is consciously knowledgeable. Lastly, let's contrast that with a 35-year-old. He's been driving for nearly 2 decades. He's so experienced that without even consciously thinking about it, he notices patterns of other drivers around him, and he can anticipate what they're going to do before they do it. He's unaware of just how much he does know. You might say he is unconsciously knowledgeable. Quite a difference in knowledge, isn't there? Now, that's easy to see in the different maturity levels of someone driving a car. A person never really knows how to drive a car unless they drive a car, right? I mean, take for example, flying. Unless you're a good pilot yourself, you probably wouldn't want to ride in a plane where the pilot had only just finished ground school, right? No experience flying. There's a level of knowledge you can only get from experience. What about loving non-Christians? Oh, maybe you're thinking, oh, sure, I love everybody. So I love non-Christians. Of course I do. Well, what experience do you have in showing love to non-Christians? We read and study, and we absolutely must do that. But you will not, indeed, you cannot grow in your ability to love non-Christians without experience. Jesus made sure the disciples got experience. In Luke 9 and verse 1, says, and he called the 12 together and gave them power and authority over all demons and to cure diseases. And he sent them out to proclaim the kingdom of God and to heal. And he said to them, take nothing for your journey, no staff, no bag, no bread, nor money, and do not have two tunics. And whatever house you enter, stay there, and from there depart. And wherever they do not receive you, when you leave that town, shake the dust off your feet as a testimony against them. And they departed and went through the villages, preaching the gospel and healing everywhere. The disciples had heard Jesus teach a lot by this time. They traveled around with him and saw how he lived and how he taught. As you're growing up, you may ride in the car a lot. You see how driving is done, but it's a whole different level of growth when you first sit in the driver's seat and put the car in gear and it begins to move. When I think how this third area, someone who knows what they know, I think of someone like Hud Griffith. Hud knows what he knows and he makes great use of it. When I think of this fourth area, I think of someone like Josh Austin. Josh and Divine Austin have so much experience and outreach that that's just part of who they are. Once when Brother Mac Lyon was here for a meeting, um, we went out with him to a restaurant, waiting for a table, and just there in the lobby, he just began talking to some strangers and inviting them to church. It's just who he was. That's who we should be. Reach, grow, reach out, spread your wings. I hope you have a blessed day.
If you would like more information, or if you'd like to participate in our Bible studies and worship services, we would love to have you come join us at the Northeast Church of Christ.